And also a round of applause for Lily. Here's Lily.
Thank you. Yeah. Hello. When I was in 8th grade, everything my parents did either annoyed or embarrassed me, mostly because they were immigrants and I really wanted to be normal. Normal at the time meant pretty vanilla because I went to a mostly white school and lived in a mostly white neighborhood. One day, my mom picked me up from school in our 1983 secondhand copper-colored Toyota Tercel. I'm hoping to God no one sees me getting picked up in this thing. And when I get to the car, I am horrified to see a live chicken in the front seat. It's tied up in a plastic shopping bag with its head sticking out. And I'm like, Mom, what is this? Hoping nobody sees what I see. I just want to get in the car and go, but I also don't want to touch the chicken. So my mom tells me to get in the back seat. So I have to climb into the back seat because it's a 2-door hatchback, and I'm mortified. Go, just go. Pretty sure I even ducked in the back so that no one could see me. On the way home, I'm, Mom, what's going on? And she explains that Annie, her new weird work friend who thinks that she's psychic, came over and said she saw little demons dancing around in the basement. So, no big deal. We have to take this chicken, sacrifice it, get its blood, put its blood on the doors, and it'll be fine. What in the actual fuck? My mom's lost her goddamn mind. Okay, so I have a crazy mom. I'm in a new school. It's like my 4th in 5 years. What's gonna happen when people find out? You know, what's gonna happen to her, but more importantly, what's gonna happen to me? So there's demons in the basement, and we've just been living with them this whole time, and how do we know that they don't come upstairs and suck the life out of us and possess us? And is this gonna work? And we're gonna kill a chicken. I know that's something that they do in the Philippines, but that's for dinner, not ritual sacrifice. When did we start doing this kind of thing? We're Roman Catholic. That's pretty basic and boring. I know because I go to Catholic school. I'm in my Catholic school uniform. So I'm like, where are you gonna do this? And again, far too casually for my taste, she says, in the backyard. My aunt's gonna do it and I should help. Help! I'm not gonna help kill a chicken and drain it of its blood because I'm not a fucking vampire. So as soon as we get home, I go straight to my room, I slam the door, and refuse to be a part of what I consider to be social suicide. But of course, you can't not watch a thing when you know what's gonna happen. So I go downstairs, and in the backyard, there's this concrete part under the house before you get to the lawn. You know, perfect place for a sacrifice. So my aunt sits down in a chair and she lays the chicken on its side on a stool and very quickly, very methodically, just twists its head right off, pops it off. The body's twitching, I'm bugging, blood pouring, I'm looking around, I'm like, oh my God, do the neighbors see what's going on? What if they call the cops? How do you explain something like this? And, am I now a part of an accomplice to chicken homicide? What's gonna happen? They then feel there's a sufficient amount of blood in the bowl, so they take it and they're now putting blood crosses on all the doors of the house, and I just feel sick because I don't know how am I gonna keep living in this house with demons that may or may not leave, with my now crazy mom. Where do you go from here? My mom then calls Annie, who is conveniently not there because she refuses to come over until said demons are gone. And she asks her, have we done everything that we need to do? Is there anything that we missed? And Annie's like, oh, I'm sure you're fine, but I'll be back in a couple days to make sure. And I was thinking, was my mom more concerned about getting the demons out or her friend back in? In the meantime, my aunt's not gonna let the chicken go to waste, so she plucks it and gets it ready for dinner. I'm 13, so I go to my room to die. Later, they call me out to the dinner table, and it's cooked to this nice, beautiful brown. But whenever I look at it, all I see is it in the front seat of my mom's car. So I'm like, I'm not eating that chicken. I knew that chicken. I sat back seat to that chicken, so no thank you. And it was a really, really long time before I was able to eat chicken again. Eventually, we get the all clear from Annie, and life just went on. We never did anything like that again, and we never even talked about it. It was this really weird dream, and I wanted so badly to believe that it was. And I almost convinced myself, but to this day, those blood crosses are still on the doors of the house. And they had the complete opposite effect that they were supposed to, because there are still demons dancing around, except they're in my mind. And when they do, they look like headless twitching chickens. And that is the furthest thing from vanilla. Thank you.